Thank you, Greg. On the road to the Final Four, we're in the Chicago region where the Milwaukee Panthers at 12th seed, the longest shot of the 16 left. They're winning a season ever against the #1 team in the nation. They've been #1 since mid-January. They, too, are the winningest club in the history of Illinois basketball history, and the winner to meet either #2 Oklahoma State or #3 Arizona, the second game of our regional doubleheader. Dick Enberg and Jay Billis. What's the key? Well, I guess fans first would say for the underdog Panthers of Milwaukee.
Well, they've got to put great pressure on Illinois. They're a team that likes to press 1-2, 1-1 in the full court. They've got to turn over the Illini. The Illini have to be strong with the ball and get 3-on-2s, 2-on-1s, make it a layup drill.
Well, Bruce Pearl's team has done just that, beating Alabama and Boston College, forcing 41 turnovers. Here's the starting lineup. Tallest starter, Adrian Tigert at 6'7". Joa Tucker, Ed McCants is their leading scorer, the Conference Player of the Year. Chris Hill and Boo Davis in the backcourt. And for Bruce Weber, how about 2 years, 60 wins at Illinois, and the Coach of the Year, named that by the basketball writers this week. He starts familiar names, Augustine and Powell in the front court, and that tremendous threesome in the backcourt of Brown, Williams, and Head. All three made the top 15 on the All-America list. Tom Lopes, Tim Clougherty, and Pat Driscoll are the officials, and this game is brought to you in HD TV by Harris Corporation, the world leader in broadcast systems for high-definition television. The Panthers in black and the orange of the Illini, and Illinois gets the first chance. A dominant crowd, as you might imagine, here at Rosemont, Illinois, the home of the DePaul Blue Demons.
Wisconsin, Milwaukee starting off in man-to-man. They like to put great pressure on the ball.
Augustine picking up where he left off in beating Nevada last week in Indianapolis. Gets an easy goal.
Illinois does such a great job of moving without the ball. Great man movement and ball movement. They are hard to guard.
A very active offense as well for the Milwaukee Panthers. McCants, their leading scorer, to Tucker, then around to Boo Davis. This is Tucker, second leading scorer, second leading rebounder for Milwaukee, and he lays it in.
Tucker is the key to this game. With his offense guarded by James Augustine, he's going to try to drive Augustine at every opportunity. He can finish with his left hand.
Darren Williams opening up the lane. 2 layups for Illinois and a 4-2 lead. And Davis, Boo Davis, beats the Illini defense down court, and he ties it up. So 4 baskets, 4 lay-ins.
This Milwaukee team very proficient at getting the ball out of bounds and up court even after a score. You've got to find the ball and stop it.
Williams, the point man. He orchestrates this Illini offense, and he takes a 3. Way off the mark. Out of bounds to Milwaukee.
Illinois with the nice drive by Darren Williams, and the ball immediately passed in and passed ahead. Nobody picks up Boo Davis, and he jams it easily.
Chris Hill, smallest man on the court at 5'10". D. Brown working on him. Tigert has been perfect in the tournament game so far. Has not missed a field goal attempt, and a turnover as Hill's pass off the fingertips of Joa Tucker.
Well, that is Illinois' pressure. They like to get right up into you, force you further out on the floor so you can't run your offense. You've got to be ball strong.
Luther Head, who led the Illini in scoring, and is their top 3-point shooter. McCants on him defensively.
I think McCants their best defender, outstanding on the ball.
There's Davis from the backside, and Powell gets the shot off anyway. Here comes Boo Davis. He can fly, gets it to Tigert, and it's knocked out of bounds by Luther Head. Boy, he got back there in a hurry on defense and denied the easy shot from Tigert.
And had to. Wisconsin, Milwaukee, the aggressor in transition. Running right up the center of the floor. Their big guys run very effectively. Good pass.
Tigert with a reverse spin, and Milwaukee leads for the first time.
Oh, Tigert so skilled.
He is 12 for 12 shooting in the 3 games of the tournament.
And that was hardly an easy shot. Used English off the glass.
D. Brown hits from outside. And it's tied at 6, just inside the line. Here's McCants, their leading 3-point maker. Both teams start strongly Got most of the points being made right at the rim.
You can see the pressure by Darren Williams forcing McCants to turn his back. He couldn't see into Joe Tucker to make a post feed.
Chris Hill maneuvers. The long down by Davis. Boo Davis from Chicago, averaging 10 a game, and it's a 9-6 lead for the Panthers.
And this good start giving Wisconsin-Milwaukee confidence, which is what they need in this high level of game.
Bruce Pearl wanted to travel. Head takes it inside to Augustine, and he spins it in. 9-8, the Panther lead, 4 for Augustine.
Boy, another great read by Luther Head. The curl when the defense came with him, the drop-off.
Joe Tucker nails the three as he backed up to fire.
Boy, that versatility, hard for Augustine to guard.
And Head answers with a tray at the other end. Oh my, what a start. Milwaukee by 1. Milwaukee yet to miss. They're 5 for 5 shooting. And there is the first miss as off mark was Boo Davis. Oh, Williams to Brown. It's his turn. He hits. 14-12, the Illini lead. 2 for 3 from each end from outside the arc. What a start. They're on their feet at Rosemont. A modest 6-point run by Illinois to take the lead 14-12. Look at the shooting off the opening bell. 4 minutes plus. 5 for 6 for Milwaukee. 6 of 8 for Illinois. Both have made 2 out of 3 from outside the arc.
Little 3-2 zone right now by Wisconsin-Milwaukee. McCoy out front with his length. Bruce Pearl trying to get some different looks, try to slow this Illinois team down.
Jack Ingram in the game for the first time for Illinois. From outside, Luther Head is short. Ball tapped out by Ingram and not quite saved by Darren Williams. He's still on the line.
Boy, McCants very fortunate there. He leaked out early, but everyone from Illinois stayed to try to get the offensive rebound and almost did.
Our second game here in the Chicago region. Number 2, Oklahoma State. 3rd seed, Arizona. We'll see that game later. And Ingram guilty of using the offhand to push on Jason McCoy. McCoy just entered the game. He's 6'9", a junior from Houston, Texas. That, in fact, is the first foul called in the game. Nearly 5 minutes old.
Just a little lob look, and Ingram coming off a fabulous ball game against Nevada.
Tucker takes it inside. Ingram rebounds. Head in a hurry. Good ball movement. Everyone's touched it already.
And a great job by Augustine of running the floor.
McBride just in, misses the 3. Ingram gives Illinois another chance.
Boy, it looked like Luther Head went over the back of Hill.
A whistle away from the ball. And an illegal pick or a use of an elbow by Illinois' Rich McBride. CBS Sportsline keeps you on top of all the men's NCAA tournament action. Get real-time bracket updates at cbssportsline.com.
Wisconsin-Milwaukee runs a very solid offense. It's a power flex down low, but what they're really looking for are drives and kickouts.
Panthers with the ball, down by 2. McCants, the leading scorer from Milwaukee, has not scored yet. Misses the left hand. McCoy tries to save it, bats it out of bounds. Before the game, bad news for the Panthers. Derek Ford, their tallest player at 6'10", while taking layups, slipped, fell, and injured his leg, was carried off. And that is a loss for Milwaukee. He plays about 10 minutes and gives them good quality time. He's their big guy inside. In and out for Ingram. On the run is Pankratz. He's in for the first time. Mark Pankratz, number 4 for Milwaukee. McCoy spinning up the lane, and they reach in by Ingram, and that'll be his second foul.
Anytime McCoy puts the ball to the floor with his left hand, he is going to spin back to his right. Jack Ingram sitting on that spin.
Jason McCoy, pencil thin, 190 pounds. Played a couple of years at Rutgers. Sat out last year as he transferred to Milwaukee.
And even though he's 6'9", more of a perimeter player, he points their press. Their little 1-2-1-1, and he is very long, makes it difficult for you to see in to make the inbounds pass.
Way off, short and wide on that free throw. He's a 70% shooter from the line on the season. Gets a kind bounce, and it's 14-13 Illinois.
And here comes the press. They like to trap the first pass. If you don't get anything out of the trap, Wisconsin-Milwaukee going to fall back immediately. Matching up out of this 1-2-2.
5 starters for Illinois, now rejoined on the court here at the 13:30 mark. Illini by 1. They are number 1 of all the seeds. Number 1 in the nation. With 2 seconds on the clock, Darren Williams has it rim out. Long pass to McCoy. Oh, no foul, and Williams hit him from behind. Oh, my.
This Wisconsin-Milwaukee team has no fear in transition, throwing it out to a 6'9" guy on the run, and you're right, Dick, he got clipped from behind.
It was incidental, but there's no question it was right in front of our location. He shouldered into the back of McCoy.
The players have been slipping down underneath the basket. James Wright just went down trying to make a cut.
There is an ice surface under the basketball surface. Hill from long range, not there. Augustine picks off the rebound. He's been averaging in double figures in the tournament. In fact, since the Big Ten tournament.
Back to man now for Wisconsin-Milwaukee.
Luther head. Well engineered, and it's the Illini by 3.
Oh, Tucker got away with a double dribble there. But they get the ball up court quickly. That puts a ton of pressure on your transition defense.
James Wright, 23, along the baseline, in for the first time. Tucker unable to hit. Williams sets up Powell on the baseline, and a reach in. Goes against little Chris Hill, the 5'10" junior from Chicago, his first. Ed McCants returns for Milwaukee, and Warren Carter in for the first time, number 41 for Illinois. He replaces Augustine. 8-1. This little scoring run for Illinois to own a 3-point lead. Let's go to Arvin Katayan.
Well, here's a quick injury update on Derek Ford. He is still in the locker room. I'm told they're taping that lower left knee. They think he can play, though. He's going to come out, and Bruce Pearl would like to get him into this game if he can. Back to you.
All right, Armin, and for a moment, Lou Davis had turned it over on the press, but the ball ricocheted off a leg, and D. Brown connects off the glass. That's Illinois' largest lead.
Boy, this Illinois team makes such good reads on the offensive end. A terrific pass by Nick Smith to the cutting D. Brown.
Brown with 7 to lead all scores. McCoy to Tigert. Back out to Tucker for 3. Inside with Davis, and it's McCoy to wrap it home.
Boy, McCoy is so long. You have got to lay a body on these Wisconsin-Milwaukee Panthers because they run in from the wing to get offensive rebounds.
Brown again. He is hot. D. Brown is already in double figures with 10.
And what a big-time screen by Roger Powell Jr. to free him up on the wing.
6-point lead, the largest for either team. The reason Illinois is number 1 isn't just because of their offense. Watch this defense work. They challenge every shot.
Well, they take away your entry passes as well. Look how far out Wisconsin-Milwaukee has to run their offense.
McCoy from the corner, off on the three-point attempt. Carter rebounds. D. Brown on the run. Another three, no, way off the mark on that one. And a foul will be called on Nick Smith, the 7-foot 2-inch front quarter for Illinois, reaching in. 10:32 remaining in this opening half. The Chicago region, the road to the Final Four. Number 1, Illinois leads by 6. Ooh. Thank you, Greg. Well, that's bad news for Washington fans. Their star Robinson with 3 fouls. Inside they work it to Joe Tucker, and he has 7 to lead Milwaukee. A 21-17 Illinois lead as we approach the midpoint of this first 20-minute period.
Tucker too strong for Luther. Head down low. A terrific pass by McCoy that allowed Wisconsin-Milwaukee to put on that press, but Illinois' guards too tough to trap.
Luther Head with Tigert on him. Foul draws Tucker.
Tigert had to switch off. This team interchangeable parts.
Aaron Williams finds the opening for the 8-footer. He has 4.
Well, it is amazing to watch this Illinois team pass the ball. It's become cliche to say they make the extra pass. What they do is make the right pass.
Luther Head, his first. Illinois' 5th. Only 1 team foul on Milwaukee. Bruce Pearl, Bruce Weber, they came up through the coaching ranks in very similar fashions as walk-on hopefuls at their hometown universities, through assistant coaching jobs, through smaller schools, and then on to the major programs. McCoy unable to hit the short bank. Good defense by Augustine. Head maneuvers. Tigert rebounds.
Boy, Head does such a great job of reading defenses. When his man trails him, he curls the screen, and he never stops moving.
McCants only a 2nd shot, no foul.
Looked like he got hit. A solid job by Chris Hill of picking up the ball, but Williams with that change of pace.
Aaron Williams gives the Illini an 8-point advantage, their largest. And the leading scorer for Milwaukee yet to get on the board, Ed McCants. Boy, he takes a long bomb. That frustration shot, thought he was fouled again, but he was out there around 28 feet.
And D. Brown started off this game hot, shooting off the dribble. The brilliant pass from Williams in transition. And the great basket cut in the pass, the nice shot fake off the glass. 10 points to start off this game.
A 17-5 run for the Illini, and they have the ball looking for more. D. Brown throws it away. Here comes Tucker. Darren Williams gets back, but Tucker finds a way, and it's 25-19. Tucker with 9.
And Illinois getting the ball into the middle on that occasion. They have not been trapped yet in this 1-2-1-1.
And they force the turnover. Is the pass good enough? Yes, it is, and Tucker lays it in. Excellent play by McCants. 11 for Tucker to lead all scorers.
What an assist. No fear of a turnover at all.
Head runs out of room, so he dishes off to Augustine. And he has 6.
Anytime you help and you don't get a perfect rotation, Illinois makes you pay for it. Spectacular passers.
Luther Head really putting the clamps on the leading scorer, Ed McCants. They're down the bottom right of your screen. You see how Head giving room now, but soon as Head moves toward the ball, He's right on him. Tucker maneuvering inside, can't hit that one, can't tip. Roger Powell Jr. with the rebound.
Boy, a lot of contact on that shot. Tucker doing a great job of driving in and forcing that contact, just couldn't get the call.
Fast-paced first half. Illinois #1 down to 10 on the shot clock. Leading by 6 over Milwaukee, the Panthers, and it's Williams not hitting the three, tapped out. And there's the breakout by Tucker, and he slams it home.
Boy, got to get better rotation back. Anytime a shot goes up, Wisconsin-Milwaukee is leaking out the other way. When the ball is loose, McCann's on the floor to get it, and a spectacular pass. The Panthers in transition.
Back at the Rosemont Pavilion, used to call this place the Horizon. It's the Chicago Regional, and it's a 4-point game down the bottom. The leading scorers Tucker and Brown, 2 backcourt aces, and Tucker with 8 straight points. He had 23 against BC, 21 against Bama, already 13 tonight.
Well, he's the key to their team. A really difficult matchup problem for any team, including Illinois. But Illinois's got to get back in transition. 8-0, the Panthers lead in fast break points. They are leaking out early. When they've got to go against Illinois' half-court defense, they are not as proficient.
Illinois' biggest lead, 8, currently at 4. Ingram back in for the Illini, replacing Powell. So they get a bit bigger with Ingram in there.
And they started out in a matchup zone, but have gone back to some man.
Ooh, no foul there. And Head saying, what was that? He got hit from behind. Davis from outside, short. Pankratz unable to hit. Another missed layup as James Wright unable to connect.
Wright just going a little bit too fast. Should have turned the other way to square up.
Drawing the 5 toward the basket. Foul goes against Adrian Tigert. The Illini lead by 4. Sweet 16 action in the Chicago region. #1 seed, #1 in the nation. Illinois leading Milwaukee, University of Wisconsin, Milwaukee, 27-23 at the line. Darren Williams looking for his 7th point. Solid 210-pounder, wrestled as a youngster. Illinois builds its lead to 5. Back comes Roger Powell, and Luther Head limps off. He suffered a hamstring pull during practice this week, so he's being watched closely by Bruce Weber at that Illini bench.
He looked good to start the game, really running hard, coming off screens, but coming out of that last timeout, noticeably limping.
Small lineup on the court for Milwaukee. Tigert way off the mark. The big guy will shoot the 3. B. Brown flying to the other end. Has it knocked away by Chris Hill. Now they say that Brown lost control. It's out of bounds to the Panthers. Coming up on Singular at the half, Greg, Clark, and Seth will get you updated on all the latest tournament news, plus a live look in Louisville and Washington, and a Singular Naismith update. All coming up on Singular at the half.
Boy, D. Brown really trying to put pressure on Chris Hill, and Tigert not concentrating on the catch.
Five minutes to go in this opening half. Illinois by 6. Their biggest lead, 8. D. Brown over Tigert. Rattles in and out twice. And finally it's Pankratz who rips it away for Milwaukee. Left wide open, Boo Davis. And Davis can't quite get it to drop, and it's going to be a held ball. The arrow points to Milwaukee.
Wisconsin-Milwaukee not afraid to take a jump shot in transition, and Bruce Pearl told us before the game that if his team was in it at the 10-minute mark, he felt like they'd be in it the whole way with a chance to win it at the end.
And they've stayed within 6 without getting a point from their leading scorer on the season, Ed McCants, who is held by Rich McBride. McCann's trying to pick a screen and work it. McBride found him getting away and grabbed at him. That'll be his second foul and the 6th on Illinois. 2 team fouls on Milwaukee.
Just a little weak side stagger, and McBride got caught behind it, had to grab because he couldn't move his feet to get around it.
Tucker 13 points, the rest of Milwaukee 10. McCann still hasn't scored. No basket. He touched it on the rim. James Wright.
The ball up top, it was looking like it was just about to come out, but Davis just couldn't, or excuse me, Wright just couldn't lay off it. Now the 1-2-1-1 press matching up out of it.
5 seconds before Williams called timeout. It's whistled a turnover to Milwaukee. That was just the whistle just before Williams signaled for timeout. Pass underneath and wide open is Joe Tucker, and he's having a field day on a lot of easy in close shots. 15 for Tucker.
Beautifully executed play, just a block-to-block screen, but Illinois cannot give up a layup there. But Luther Head, you can see, clearly bothered coming off that screen, not coming with the same speed he did in the first 10-12 minutes of the game.
Steal by McCants, pulls up for 3, still hasn't scored.
Boy, he had a 3-on-1 there. You've got to get to the rim in transition. Not a good shot.
Almost a frustration attempt by McCants. Powell. Not there. Hill bats it forward, and it's Tucker on the break. Williams behind him, grabs him twice, and it'll be a 2-shot foul.
It's intentional. What a bad play by Darren Williams. He is much smarter than that.
Williams' first foul.
Again. Yeah, this is an intentional foul. Tucker again leaking out, and Williams trying to foul him, and clearly did just that and did so intentionally.
Four-point Illinois lead. Bruce Pearl in his 4th year at Milwaukee. Native of Boston, went to Boston College as a walk-on, didn't make the team, had knee problems. But as a coach at the University of Southern Indiana for 9 years, he won the National Division II championship, and he was ranked #1 almost every year of those 9 in Division II. Joe Tucker at the line, and another miss. Pearl, who as an assistant under Tom Davis at Iowa, was part of an investigation and a report of Illinois misdoings as on the recruiting trail. And there are many Illini fans who will never forgive him because he tape recorded a message with a recruit.
Wisconsin-Milwaukee back into the press after the second free throw was made. And Illinois wants to try to break that press to score, but if not, make Wisconsin-Milwaukee guard.
Last 8 possessions, Illinois has been shut out, so their lead once 8 has dwindled to 3. 7 on the shot clock.
Well, Illinois has taken a couple questionable shots in transition.
Good pass right at the buzzer to Roger Powell. Assist to Darren Williams, who led the Big Ten as a freshman, sophomore, and again this year as a junior. Never happened in Big Ten history. Steal by Head. Brown for 3. 34-26, matching the Illini's largest lead.
Give credit to the trap by Augustine.
Almost stolen by Augustine. Thrown away. Brown. Loose ball goes to Powell. Easy 2. The Illini are on the run. They've exploded into a 10-point lead.
Darren Williams has made the right decision almost every time he's had the ball.
7-0 run in the last minute. Does the basket count? It does.
With the shot clock winding down, the nice crossover dribble. Wright helps up, and Powell gets the dunk. Then again in transition, the three by D. Brown after the turnover, and then Williams, the nice pass underneath. Very rarely, when the ball is in the hands of Darren Williams, does he fail to make the right decision.
Darren Williams just picked up his second foul at the line. Joe Tucker trying to complete the three-point play as he looks for his 19th point. While Ed McCants has not scored, the leading scorer on the season for Milwaukee, this man, Tucker, a junior from Milwaukee, went to Glendale Nicolay High School, averaging 15 and a half a game, has 19. Full court press.
Well, you don't want to pick up your dribble there.
And time called by Augustine. Knew he was in trouble. 2 minutes and a tick left in this first half. The Illini by 7. Back in Rosemont, Illinois, with a reminder next Thursday, Without a Trace returns with a startling new episode and a secret you won't believe. Don't miss a new Without a Trace Thursday after CSI. Joe Tucker carrying the load, only 10 points for all the rest of the team, and he scored 14 straight Milwaukee points, 19 in the game, keeping them close enough. Less than 2 minutes to go, first half.
Well, Luther Head really laboring to move around out there with that hamstring injury, and he is struggling right now.
There's the double team. Head able to work his way out of it. 10 on the shot clock. Hill on Brown. Brown has to take a very tough shot. Rebound Tiger. Tiger leads the team in rebounds on the season, 6.7, but throws it away.
Luther Head moving pretty well when he's got to go off of a screen there. Does a nice job of coming right off of Augustine and grabbing onto him so that McCants couldn't get through.
Used a little crack the whip move there. Hill bats it away from Williams.
Is that from back in your roller derby days?
Yeah. Break up the jam. 1:27 to go in the half. Singular at the half with the updates, and we'll join other action here in the Sweet 16. Illinois has never won the national title. They've been to the Final Four 4 times, the last time in '89 with a flying Illini.
3-2 matchup.
And Head left open. Good job by Powell to keep it alive. They have to foul Augustine to prevent the lay-in. Only the third team foul on Milwaukee. It goes against Tucker, his first.
Well, Luther Head may be struggling a little bit to move around, but it certainly hasn't affected his defense, especially when he's been guarding Ed McCants. To slow down McCants, a guy who averages almost 18 points per game, and limit him to a bagel in the first half. That shows the kind of quality defender that Luther Head is.
Augustine, for a big guy, an excellent free throw shooter, well over 75%, but misses the first as Warren Carter enters the game for Darren Williams, as Bruce Weber doesn't want to risk Williams picking up a third foul.
That means D. Brown will move to the primary handling responsibilities.
Augustine with his 7th point. Back to an 8-point lead, Illinois. 1 minute to go. That's going to be called against Powell for blocking. Next Thursday, Survivor returns to its regular night with a first. It's so incredible. Well, you have to see it to believe it. Don't miss Survivor 1 week from tonight on CBS.
Well, you have to be impressed with the play of Joe Tucker, not just in this game, but overall in the NCAA tournament. He had 23 points against Boston College, hit 3 of 4 of the threes that he put up. He is versatile. He can go either way off the drive, and that's where I think he is most effective, is off the bounce when he can get a mismatch. And frankly, in watching tape of this team from the season, I thought he's been their best player.
20 points in this first half for Tucker. That means 3 tournament games, and he has been over 20 points in all 3. Played his freshman year at Bradley, was recruited by Bo Ryan when Ryan was the head coach at Milwaukee before moving on to Madison. 15 consecutive points by Tucker, unable to hit both free throws. Chance for 2 for 1 here for Illinois if they shoot quickly.
They have to hustle. They don't want to take a bad shot.
Works his way up the lane and banks it home. Luther Head, who led the Illini in the season at 15.7 a game, has 7 tonight. Shot clock off. In the last 11 and a half minutes of this first half, Joa Tucker is the only Panther that has scored. Amazing. 7, double team. Wright takes it inside to score. And no shot by Luther at the end of the half. Take a deep breath. That was end-to-end frenetic action with the Illini, the #1 seed, leading by 7 at the intermission, 39-32. We'll send you to Greg Gumbel in New York after these messages and a word from your local station. Getting ready for the second half. Illinois, most wins ever by a Big Ten team this year, 34-1, the #1 seed, leading University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee 39-32. Here are the Mazda halftime stats, Jay.
Illinois shooting 53%. They've got assists on 75% of their baskets. And Joa Tucker, a terrific first half for Wisconsin-Milwaukee, 8 of 12 from the field, 20 points, a very versatile score. It's been difficult to stop.
And the frenetic nature of play, it's been very exciting for the fans, and fast-paced. It seemed as if that first 20 minutes just flew by.
And Wisconsin-Milwaukee within striking distance. This is a tough team and a tough-minded team, and they have been down in the second half of games all year long and have come back. But the difficulty of stopping Joa Tucker in the first half, something Bruce Weber had to address at halftime, taking James Augustine out on the floor, the step-back dribble, out in transition, those 20 points helping make up for the fact that Ed McCants, their leading scorer, did not even scratch in the first half. Excellent defense by Illinois, especially Luther Head and Darren Williams.
Yeah, Chris Hill and Ed McCants, 2 starters, did not score a point for Milwaukee in that opening half. And the 2 Bruces, Pearl against Weber. They both tried to walk on the basketball teams at Boston College, and Weber, a graduate of University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee, didn't make the cut. Last week, Pearl beat his alma mater, BC, and tonight Weber's trying to beat his. Assistant to Davis, 14 years Pearl, 18 years for Weber, Katie at Purdue, and both coaches have orchestrated a season that represents the winningest year in the history of their college programs.
But only Bruce Pearl can claim having been the mascot.
Yeah, that's right. He was the Eagle, as Darren Williams doesn't take long. 13 seconds before he drops in a 2. And a foul underneath. Ed McCants with the foul.
Darren Williams coming off the screen. Tigert does not step in to stop him. And Williams, so smart in reading defenses, pulls up immediately when nobody jumped out to hedge.
Williams with 10 tonight, averaged 12 on the season, but his big role assists set an Illinois record. 230 assists coming into the game tonight. He has 5 this evening. D. Brown led the Illini in the first half with 13. 10 on the clock. Williams sets up Augustine, the foul by Tucker.
The penetration, and Wisconsin-Milwaukee had to help up, and Tucker's rotation not in time before Augustine could square himself and take it up strong.
Second foul on Tucker. Augustine averaging 10.6 on the season, but he's been well above that in the tournament. Both teams so closely associated to Chicago geographically. Milwaukee, of course, even shorter. And for Illinois, they start the tournament in Indianapolis, then to Chicago, and should they win tonight and again Saturday, make it to the Final Four, it'll all be a automobile drive. You get home and back in a tank of gas from Champaign on all 3 sites. Lobbed inside to Tigert, and no basket. The foul will be on Powell.
Wisconsin-Milwaukee getting into a little high-low set, and Augustine didn't put any pressure on Joe Tucker. He was able to pick him apart, even though Roger Powell doing a pretty good job down low.
Into Tucker, 20 points in the first half. They double team him, but he's strong enough, and he is tough. First thing Mike Pearl out of his mouth about Tucker: fierce, tough competitor. Bruce Pearl, and the block, as it was rejected as Boo Davis tried to get inside. McCants still hadn't scored, but he hits the three in the top 20 in the nation in three-point shooting on the season, over 103. That makes 104. I guess that is over.
Well, he shot that in rhythm off of ball reversal. Much better shot selection.
Head can't score, but Powell there to lay in the putback. Ten-point lead for the Illini. McCants tries the other corner, not there. Davis fouled as he goes up with a rebound. It'll be Luther Head. His second.
Davis really showing some strength with that weak side rebound, just knocking Luther Head off the ball.
Ronald Boo Davis from Marshall High School here in Chicago, averaging 10 plus a game. We talked about the close proximity, Milwaukee and Champaign, to this site. You go right downtown, it's 94 miles from Milwaukee and 133 from the campus, University of Illinois in Champaign-Urbana.
Bruce Pearl telling his team to get up defensively. They fell back after that free throw. Illinois doing a pretty good job of handling the pressure that Wisconsin-Milwaukee's been putting on.
Good pick by Augustine, and as Darren Williams goes in, he is fouled and a little slow getting up.
Williams probably should have gone off at 2 feet. Watch how he exposes the ball here, brings it back and allows the defense to catch up instead of squaring up to the basket. He should have been going for a three-point play here, but nobody stepped in off that rub ball screen on the wing.
Boo Davis with the foul, his first. Looking for his 11th point, Williams. Used to have a couple of snakes, a boa constrictor and a couple of others, and he said you had to finally get rid of them. He said they got so big that, you know, that you had to feed them. He was afraid of what the feed was. 46-37.
D. Brown doing a nice job of getting pressure on Hill in the backcourt.
Hill can't get to it. D. Brown ahead to Williams. How cleverly he used that broad body, Williams at 6'3", to shield the defender.
That's exactly right. The thing that he didn't do on his last possession.
And Luther Head applying the pressure on Boo Davis, knocks it out of bounds.
These Illinois guards do such a great job,
Not only of getting ball pressure, but knocking it away. You can see here the deflection by Luther Head was what allowed D. Brown to shoot the gap. Immediately looks to his teammate, and an outstanding job
of, as you mentioned, Dick, shielding off the defender to be able to get that layup off the glass.
Yeah, that three guards all involved in that play. Two of them were second-team All-America. Head and Brown, and Williams made the third team, but when asked about the man he could least afford to lose, Bruce Weber said, it is my point guard, Darren Williams. 3 on the shot clock. Tiger takes it in, has it knocked away, and there's the clock. Defense turns it over, Illinois. They are so tenacious on that backside support. You think you've broken clear, and then somebody from the backside whips it away from the dribbler.
Well, what Illinois has done is they've turned Wisconsin-Milwaukee into a one-on-one team. Because of the ball pressure, they have not been able to get into their offense. And everything's been a one-on-one move, especially at the end of a clock.
Panthers into a zone. And Darren Williams lets it fly. 51-37. The Illini enjoy a 14-point lead. 16 for Darren Williams.
Boy, Augustine did such a great job of screening the top of that zone.
Sea of orange supporters across the way on their feet. And a whistle stops play. Reminder, access NCAA March Madness on demand for live video of regional semifinal games outside your viewing area. It's only at ncaasports.com or cstv.com. Third foul on Darren Williams on that last whistle. A serious lead for the first time in the game enjoyed by the #1 seeds. Hill looking for his first points. Darren Williams clears. Luther head for three. Tiger clears to Hill. And the good feed by Hill sets up Tucker again. He has 22 to lead all scores.
It allows them to set up their press, but immediately the pass inbounds and the pass to the cutting Darren Williams. And the press broken quickly.
Quite a run by the Illini. They open up a 12-point advantage. All right. Thank you, Greg. 4:38 into the second half. The Illini by a dozen. And for the Panthers of University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee, their top scorer and top player in the Horizon League on the year, Ed McCants, only one three-point shot made in the entire game. He's 1 for 6 total. In fact, Tigert, Hill, and McCants are 2 for 12 for the Panthers.
Facing a different brand of defense against Illinois that they've faced all season long. The pressure has really gotten to them. It hasn't allowed them to run anything in the half court.
James Wright a little too aggressive, trying to push through a screen. It's his first foul. 5 team fouls on the Panthers, 3 called against Illinois in this half.
And in the first 5 minutes of the second half, it's been the Darren Williams show. He has just taken over. Every decision has been a good one. Very mature, finding openings and knocking down shots when he does get an opening.
That high screen by Augustine, and Luther Head then breaks to the goal and scores. A little hesitation on the dribble, and he has 9.
And you can see that pronounced limp as he runs back to the defensive end to pick up Joe Tucker. You mentioned the hesitation move. This Illini backcourt plays with such great change of pace and change of direction.
From outside down the bottom of the well goes Joe Tucker. 25 points for the junior from Milwaukee, Tucker.
They've tried everybody on Tucker. They put Williams on him, they put Head on him, they put Augustine on him. They can't seem to find a matchup that will slow him down.
21 against Bama, 23 BC, 25 tonight against Illinois. What a showcase tournament for Joe Tucker. But his Panther team trailing by 11 for #1 Illinois.
Ed McCants, one of the reasons he's had difficulty on the offensive end. He's had to chase Luther Head all game long.
How easy he makes the game look. Darren Williams, dribble penetration. If you come out to guard him, he dishes off to Augustine underneath open.
And he just manages the game so well. There's a maturity to the way he sees things. Great vision and always in command. And he can make an argument for being the best point guard in America.
There are some who cast their vote in that direction. McCants for 3 from long range. 53-45. This is a good three-point shooting team, Milwaukee, and should they get hot, they might be able to climb back in it. They trail by 10. D. Brown answers with a 3 of his own. He leads the Illini with 16.
That's just beautiful basketball, Dick Enberg. Finding the open shooter behind. That's the way the game's supposed to be played.
Head gets a hand. On another pass. Brown. Now he's got Hill pushed so far away from the basket. Jason McCoy back in for Milwaukee. McCants from the corner, not there. Ooh, is it tough under there? Brown to Powell. Gets it back. McCants pulls up for three. Brown can't save in the corner, but the official says it's Illinois' ball anyway. A clinic by #1, Illinois, here in the second half, and it's Darren Williams around all the key plays. And D. Brown nails the three. Williams now with 18, 10 of those in this half, Head with 16. Williams is going to get a breather here. Rich McBride, number 33, in for Illinois.
With 2-3 set here, they're going to X off the post. Get a stagger away for D. Brown. Well defended by Wisconsin-Milwaukee.
Head into the lane. Pankratz just into the game for the Panthers as the rebound. Grew up and played ball at Schaumburg High School just a few miles away.
Won the state title there in the championship game. Beat Eddie Curry's team, now playing with the Chicago Bulls.
Pass underneath. McCants has it blocked. Gets it back. Blocked again. Finally forces up the shot and draws the foul. And Mike Pearl across the way saying, how many times is my man going to get hit before you whistle a foul? Bruce Pearl along the sidelines. His team down 58-45. Illinois 13-point lead. 11:43 remaining in this second half. And Bill Murray, one of the nation's great sports fans, and looks he's got orange on. Now that could be Illinois, it could be Oklahoma State, although he's currently in the Illinois rooting section. Enjoying some of the fans that cheer so lustily for this #1 team. And what a great crowd it is again. Around 18,000 sold out here. We're northwest of Chicago in the small town of Rosemont, near the O'Hare Airport. In fact, the landing pattern takes planes right over our heads. Couple of free throws by Ed McCants, and finally a timeout as the pressure on from Bruce Pearl's Panthers. Illinois leading 58-46, and the pressure on now from the Panthers. This is their strength, and they bat the ball away through the hands of Boo Davis out of bounds. Darren Williams with the entry pass.
And now a spot throw in. Williams will not be able to move. This 1-2-1-1. Wisconsin-Milwaukee was face guarding out of it. And they try to trap that first pass. Here comes the trap.
For a moment, James Wright had his fingertips on it, but it's deflected to D. Brown, and now Darren Williams sets up the offense. Only 6 turnovers committed by Illinois, despite the pressure from the Panther defense, and no turnovers, Jay Billis, in this half.
Well, that's what great guard play will do for you. This team has great guards.
Ingram unable to hit the 12-footer. Tigard sends Milwaukee the other way. Here's McCants. Tigard bumped by Ingram. Well, let's take a look at the Coca-Cola Red Time Tournament summary. Big Ten proudly moving 3 teams through to the Sweet 16. And the same for the ACC. Michigan State, Wisconsin, and of course Illinois in the Big Ten, North Carolina, North Carolina State, and Duke in the ACC. Jack Ingram goes out with 4 fouls. Roger Powell back in, as is Warren Carter, giving Ingram a blow. And Rick Pitino into the Sweet 16 at Louisville, and currently on mark to get to the Elite 8. James Wright fans wanted traveling. McCants can't hit from the corner, and underneath the score is Boo Davis.
A good offensive rebounding team, especially from the wings. You've got to turn and get a body on somebody, and this press starting to have a little bit of an effect. Illinois having a hard time getting it in.
Yeah, they get it to that man, then they're secure. Williams to head. Illinois with a 10-point lead can afford to be patient on each possession.
The one thing they don't want to do is take their foot off the gas. They did that against Nevada when Nevada went into that 2-3 zone in the second half, and Illinois lost some of its aggressiveness. They've got to stay aggressive and look for scores.
8 seconds on the shot clock. Carter from the corner. Tigert rebounds. Joa Tucker takes it all away. +1. What a game for Joa Tucker of Milwaukee. Now this Guest House gang, a Guest House down in the basement of the Union Building on campus in Milwaukee, they got to be cheering the play of Tucker tonight.
And Joa Tucker, nothing phases this young man. He is absolutely fearless, and Wisconsin-Milwaukee has gotten their best offense out of transition.
Luther Head with his third foul. Tucker looking for his 28th point tonight.
And if he makes it, the press.
And suddenly, Bruce Pearl's Panthers have pulled within 7. The pressure of Milwaukee's Panthers tightening here, forcing some turnovers and some brilliant shooting by Joa Tucker has pulled the underdogs from Milwaukee within 7 against #1 Illinois.
And remember, this Wisconsin-Milwaukee team has been down in the second half in 10 games this year. They are used to coming from behind. It doesn't scare them.
26 wins on the season, most ever at the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee. Powell from long range, can't hit. Boo Davis with a rebound.
Illinois settling for jump shots. They've got to get to the rim.
And a little bit of foul trouble too for the Illini. 4 fouls in Ingram. Williams in Head with 3.
And they're just clearing out for Tucker. He's going to go one-on-one.
It's blocked by Carter. And off Milwaukee's McCoy to Illinois. Now the Sweet 16, second game. It'll be #3 Arizona against #2 Oklahoma State. What a matchup. Eddie Sutton against Lute Olson, 2 coaches with over 700 wins. Augustine with a dribble. McCoy hounding him.
And that's what Wisconsin-Milwaukee wants. After a trap, make a non-handler handle it. Back into the 2-3 set. They'll hit X often.
Down to 8 seconds on the shot clock. That's when Williams goes to work. Williams will take the 3. Oh, he does it all. Darren Williams. What a great player he is. 21 tonight. Oh, big collision as Chris Hill, the little man from Chicago at 5'10", goes in with the big boys.
Darren Williams is always under control. Got his feet set while the ball was in flight, ready to shoot as the ball arrives. And after he knocked it down, thinking only about defense.
Foul was on D. Brown, his first. Rich McBride comes in and Carter out for Illinois. James Wright returns for Milwaukee for Jason McCoy. Here's Chris Hill, baseball fan, roots for the Cubs. Lou Davis, also a Chicagoan, on the floor for Milwaukee as a White Sox fan, so they have some fun arguments during the baseball year. Well, he's yet to score. And a foul called on the rebound. I believe that was on Brown again.
James Wright doing an outstanding job of working that second slot to get in an offensive rebound.
Ticket James Augustine, his first. Milwaukee's in the 1-1. 8 team fouls on Illinois. 5 called against Milwaukee. Another miss. Free throws starting to haunt the comeback efforts of this Panther team. They're 8 for 14 tonight.
All right, not a good free throw shooter. That was not a good stroke.
Brown from long range. Another three for D. 19 for him.
You can't get any deeper on the sideline. The back of his shoes were just about touching the sideline.
He almost ran right into our broadcast location. Tigert to Boo Davis for three. Rebound Tigert. Tucker, the big scorer for the Panthers. Boo Davis will fire the three, misses again. Darren Williams, along with scoring and assists, gets another rebound.
Well, if the three is there, it's okay to take it, but Wisconsin, Milwaukee relying on the three a little bit too much. Great read by D. Brown.
Brown off on that three-point attempt. Good offensive rebound underneath by Roger Powell Jr., and the Reverend will go to the line.
Powell just a horse inside, going up strong. He got the bump by Joe Tucker.
Tucker commits his third foul. The Illini by 13. The underdogs, the Panthers from Wisconsin, Milwaukee, the 12th seed, the longest shot left on the board in the Sweet 16, and they've been able to advance impressively against Bama and Boston College with three-point shooting. 12 against Bama, 11 against BC, but tonight against Illinois, only 5. At the line, Roger Powell Jr. for Illinois. 7.5 minutes left here at Rosemont, Illinois, the Chicago Regional. And the Illini, #1 in the nation, lead by 14.
You can see the field goal percentage by Illinois, 52% in large measure, because they have taken nothing but good shots in the backcourt scoring. 49 points from the backcourt trio of the Illini.
If you weren't convinced that these are 3 All-America players, 3 All-Conference first-team players, they're showing you why they've been so tough to beat. Tucker takes it inside. He gets such great position. He's not that tall, only 6'5".
But he can play inside and out. Took the matchup of Darren Williams down low to post him up. Williams awfully strong, but not strong enough to be able to push Joe Tucker off that lane.
Bruce Pearl doesn't like the call on Tigert, his first. 30 points now for Joe Tucker. That's only 1 below his career high. This Milwaukee team, Jay, is going to be tough again next year. They only lose 1 player. They have but 1 senior.
Well, they really battle you. They run good offense. They press. And they like to play at a fast pace and get you playing at a pace you're not used to playing. The problem is Wisconsin-Milwaukee has played no team with the quality of guards as this Illinois team.
We should say 1 senior starter. Ed McCants, their leading scorer. James Wright is also a senior, but 4 starters will return. Juniors, here are 2 of them, Hill and Tigert. Joe Tucker will be back.
Well, this defense for Illinois, very impressive. Wisconsin-Milwaukee having to catch the ball further out. That makes their passes longer, their drives longer. They've got nothing out of their baseline flex.
Tucker has shown you an inside-outside game, unable to hit that 3. How about Illinois? 6:45 left in the second half. They have not committed a turnover against this tenacious Panther defense. Luther head sets up Powell. How easy is that? They share the ball so beautifully.
Like a well-oiled machine, and they know each other so well, know each other's movements, and read off each other.
Ed McCants been too little from the shooting star of the Milwaukee Panthers, but he gets 3 there. 6:19 left. Penetrate, dish, easy 2. Best in the nation for some 17 consecutive weeks. Illinois showing you why here from Rosemont, Illinois. 6:19 left. The Illini by 14. No turnovers. this entire second half. And they have 18 assists, Jay Billis, on 26 field goals in the game.
Well, on the season, they have assists on about 70% of their field goals. And with all the movement that they get offensively, one of the things that Illinois does, they occupy the weak side of your defense. And that leaves openings. You can't get any help. You're vulnerable to drives. If you do help, you're always leaving somebody open. And this team finds you if you're open.
They take it under 10 once again, but they better hurry now. Williams sees the clock. 3-2. He'll take it himself. And beat the buzzer, but doesn't drop the blank shot. Tiger clears to Hill. McCants, long bomb.
He got hit.
Breaking out Luther Head. Oh, what a play by Boo Davis to block the shot from the backside. Hill at the other end. Another three is missed. But the rebound to Tucker, the omnipresent junior of this Panther team. And the foul is the fourth on Luther Head.
Boo Davis with the athleticism taking off first, and Luther Head shows the ball. Instead of going in off of 2 feet, squaring up to where Davis had no choice but to climb his back. Luther Head exposed the basketball and allowed it to be blocked, but still an amazingly athletic play by Davis.
Head out, and Rich McBride returns for Illinois. Head moving slowly with that hamstring suffered in practice this year. And here's Joe Tucker at the line. He's at 30 points in the game, twice his average. And this to equal his career high, 31. Whoa, what a tournament.
Just a workhorse. Does it down low. His versatility really impressive. His ability to take you out on the perimeter, put the ball on the floor. I think he's most dangerous when he's driving a bigger guy, and he can finish with either hand around the basket.
That's a career high now at 32 points for Joe Tucker, but there hasn't been enough support from the rest of his scoring mates. And they have not been able to enjoy the turnover success that they engineered against Bama and BC.
Illinois has done a very nice job of keeping the floor spread against the pressure that Wisconsin-Milwaukee can put on. They've also switched zones very effectively against that 1-2-1-1 press.
12-point Illinois lead. They continue to milk the clock with that lead. Darren Williams lost the handle for a moment. 5 minutes to go. D. Brown. Second chance, Roger Powell. Out of bounds to Illinois. Coming next month to CBS, thousands of years ago, insects ruled the earth. Now they want it back. Locusts invading CBS in April.
Well, that's what this Wisconsin-Milwaukee team wanted to do all game long, was swarm.
Not enough to eat, though. Illinois kept that ball away from them. A flawless second half in terms of protecting the pumpkin.
And what they've done, they've attacked the pressure at the point it's applied. They've turned really Wisconsin-Milwaukee's pressure against them and gotten some opportunities out of it.
Just did beat the 5-second clock. Powell with the pass as Augustine came up top to help him out. Down to 8 on the shot clock. Williams inside, and that'll be a charge on Darren Williams. A late call, and it's his fourth foul. He joins Luther Head with 4. It appears Head, playing with 4, will give Williams the break. Ingram also with 4 off the bench.
Well, the main thing to keep those guards available, because this pressure is not going to stop this Wisconsin-Milwaukee team. Not only very tough-minded, but they're in terrific shape as well. I've not seen a better conditioned team than this Illinois team. Good pass.
Tucker just does control. McCants will fire the 3 and hit. So Ed McCants held scoreless in the first half, has 13 in the second half, and the Illini lead is 9.
Now the calming presence of Darren Williams out of the ballgame.
Luther Head. Scramble, and travel is the call. Illini fans don't like that. 3:56 to go. Bruce Pearl's Panthers keep digging. Eight unanswered points by Milwaukee, fanning some flickering hopes as they now trail the #1 seeds by 9. And the Panthers with the ball inbounds. Let's check the CBS Sportsline stat of the game, and led by those three all-conference guards, Head and Williams and Brown, 51-22. Illinois has outscored the backcourt of UW Milwaukee.
They have countered this pressure very effectively, but if the Panthers can get a score here, they will feel right back in this, and it will energize their comeback hopes.
Lob inside to Tucker, but a little too tall from McCants.
Bruce Pearl calling a play out of that timeout, trying to go with the lob, but just ticked the rim.
Illinois once again using as much of that 35 as they can, but Tiger able to steal it from Augustine. McCants takes it into the alley. Tiger fires the three. Oh, that would have been big. James Wright able to get the offensive rebound. Oh, almost stolen, and it was picked off by Head. What a play by Luther Head.
Boy, the anticipation and the guts, and Luther Head playing on great courage right now with this hamstring injury.
The time now the enemy of Milwaukee, and Illinois knows it, so they'll chew up as much clock as they can. Head, however, sees Powell wide open, and Powell with another easy two. He has 12.
The exchange off the low stacks, and another great read by Head to curl that screen and find the open Powell on the other end.
Ed McCants way outside, gets his own rebound, takes it inside and misses the layup. Augustine with a rebound. All of this, Illinois holding its lead with Darren Williams at the scorer's bench, unable to get in. Illinois 2 minutes from the Elite Eight.
And in no hurry right now. They're going to make Wisconsin-Milwaukee guard for the entire clock.
And Head takes it in, can't hit the scoop. Chris Hill is slapped in the face by Augustine. Unintentional, his second foul.
Luther Head, in my opinion, the best defender on this Illinois team. Shooting the gap and stealing the ball away from Joe Tucker, and then the outstanding curl of the screen. Setting up Roger Powell Jr. for the nice finish off the glass. And Head, you can see him noticeably limping, but showing great toughness in this game.
Chris Hill at the line, still without a point in the game. Averaged 8 on the season. Darren Williams in and Rich McBride out. Luther Head Monday in practice tweaked that hamstring, and they didn't know if he was up to 100%, but he was not about to be taken out of the lineup. And even on a sore leg, he has played brilliantly, especially at that defensive end.
Illinois essentially has 3 point guards on the floor now with Brown, Head, and Williams. All can handle and pass. Awfully tough to trap.
Milwaukee not fouling, so 20 seconds going off that 35. And time running out on them. Down to 1:20 left in the game.
Illinois wisely burning clock.
Luther Head. That may be the final dagger. McCants over D. Brown. It almost banked in, and here's Augustine, and we're in the final minute. And a foul in the backcourt, but they are ready to move on to Saturday's Elite Eight. Look at the Illini across the way. Bruce Weber, a graduate of the team that he's about to beat tonight, Wisconsin-Milwaukee. Born in Milwaukee, raised there, a walk-on, didn't make the team. He was a baseball player. They called him Dirt because he said, I was behind the plate. I always looked a mess. He said, but when they went to Division I in basketball, they canceled the baseball program, so I couldn't make my varsity letter there either. But a gym rat, as both of these coaches would attest, throughout their entire life and working their way up the ranks, and brought two outstanding teams to the Sweet 16.
Well, it has really brought this Illinois team along the right way. The players fought him at first, but they have come around, and they are now a true team.
Tigard unable to hit the three, and that's been the downfall of this Panther club. They hit the three against Boston College and Alabama, but not tonight against Illinois. And let's check our Chevrolet players of the game as the Illini salute Bruce Weber's team. What a game, a career game for Joe Tucker with 32, his career high. And Darren Williams, 21 points and 8 assists, and that tells only half the story. He just totally controlled the game.
Tucker was unstoppable. Williams was unflappable.
Down to 38 seconds left. And Augustine, as he has throughout the Big Ten tournament and the NCAA, he's just a double-double man. He's got 1 point shy of another double-double tonight. Oh, and do we have what should be a delicious second game here from Rosemont, as Oklahoma and Arizona await the winner of this one. And Augustine is 10 and 10 points and rebounds. That's got to be a tough one to figure. Eddie Sutton's Cowboys against the Wildcats of Lute Olson. All 5 starters for Illinois averaged in double figures on the season. All 5 scored in double figures tonight. Knocked away, and it's foul for Illinois.
And fitting that this game should end with the great hands of Illinois defensively and the ball in the hands of Darren Williams.
Williams and Brown playing catch, each with 21 to lead the Illini tonight. Tucker with 32. This Cinderella team from Milwaukee, they made a lot of fans in this NCAA tournament season. The Horizon champions beating 2 highly ranked teams, but fall to number 1 tonight. Bruce Pearl shakes the hand of Bruce Weber. Illinois moves on to the Elite Eight. And for Bruce Weber's Illini, they can focus now on their opponent. They'll be able to scout firsthand Oklahoma State and Arizona. What's your thoughts on that one?
I think that'll be decided on the interior. Both teams have great guards, but the big guys are going to determine the outcome of that one.
So 77-63, Illinois wins, advances to the Elite Eight. We'll get to Greg Gumbel after this.